3, 2, 1, 0.
Penis.
Penis.
There we go.
That was
Did it
not in
twice.
sync, but we're gonna do it.
We'll
We're
figure
gonna
it
Good
do it.
enough.
I'll figure it
We're
out.
gonna- This is in the video.
Yeah.
90% of this podcast is in post. It's not even live.
I wanted to talk about the thing I talked about in the vent chat today a little bit, but I'm at my grandma's house. I don't know if I could do that. It also didn't really fit the vibe, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a yeah.
Question, just out of curiosity, does my phone mic sound any better than my other mic?
It sounds significantly better than your other.
I'm gonna off myself in game. Alright, fellas. What are we thinking today, fellas?
I'm thinking.
I know what you're thinking about. I know exactly what's on your mind.
Bro, like I opened up a TikTok feed, and my TikTok feed is all politics because I eat that shit up, right?
Mm.
And oh my god, y'all will never understand just how mad that made me. Like the minute I saw it.
Well, I've seen you get pretty mad before.
I feel like it's a pretty high level, honestly.
Was that one word for you, Kara, or was that the same word about 400 times? I want to make sure I'm not lagging.
Yeah, it's the same word about 100 times.
Yeah, I had a severe yeah.
Autism.
Anyway, so I just want to open this up with fuck fascism. And that's it. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
You live in the state. If you live in the state of Florida, you're wrong.
No, it's if you're running the state of Florida, you're wrong.
Basically the same thing. There's like 4 people.
It's not the same thing.
Well, no, it's 4 humans, and then the rest of them are alligators. We know this. There's been extensive study on Florida.
That is not correct. Okay.
Clearly, I'm the one who understands politics here.
We're gonna ignore Tony.
Moving on before Talan actually comes to my house and punches me in the face.
I know where you live, bro.
He's close by, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm right by.
School name.
I could come to you right now, bro.
Please don't. I want my face in one piece.
Bro, let me pull up. Anyway.
Talan's gonna roll up on the blog.
I'm just gonna real quick say, if we're removing history of a certain marginalized group from schooling in both K through 12 and college level, that is entirely fascist.
Yeah.
I want to know what you read. I want to know what you saw.
Fucking hell.
I don't have TikTok. That's a news source that I choose to not have.
So, governor of Florida, proposed a bill called House Bill 999. This bill essentially outlines the idea that they are trying to limit what somebody can take in college in Florida. Classes such as gender studies, critical race theory, Black history. What was the other one? There's another high level of English one. Oh yeah, women's studies as well. Along with removing all funding and making it illegal for schools to fund things like Black Student Union, things like Gay Student Union, which is not called that, but same thing. Pretty much removing resources for people of these marginalized groups to have help and have support that they need because they're marginalized groups who are not treated the same as straight white people. And it makes white people uncomfortable that they have even close to the same lights that white people have. You know, obviously. Because we think people need to be equal rather than equitable. When people are 100 years behind us, equality is not equal. Because if we treat them with the same, they're never going to catch up to us because we're 100 years ahead of them. More if you count other people, but you know the one I'm talking about when I say that. And it also made it to where if a teacher at a college does not have the same opinions as this, you know, party, then they are allowed to be fired and their spot will be taken by a group of trustees that the governor in Florida has lined up to take these higher education places. So basically, if you're liberal and you're teaching in college, which is like 99% of the teachers, you're getting out. You're out. And we're replacing you with a right wing conservative. So yeah, that's pretty much the bill. Oh, wait, no, I forgot the part where they're removing and putting a greater focus on removing black, like a lot of black history and racial, like racism history, and placing it with a higher focus on Western European civilization and its history. Which, if you know anything about that, Western European equates to white people and their history. So yeah, that's the bill that pissed me off today.
I think we should have one of these every week where Talon talks about his least favorite bill.
There's a lot. 99% will come from Florida.
Yeah.
But let's just break this down. let's break this down real fast. White man who has already gone after abortion, gone after a little book about gay penguins for some reason, gone after drag shows, gone after black people, gone after gay people, you know, Florida, and then now is saying we already took it out of K through 12, so we're going to take it out of past that, which is adults who are in those classes. So I don't know if they think that people shouldn't have the right to do what they want, which is what they're protecting people from, which is what they say they're protecting people from by getting rid of those things. So, it doesn't matter. But essentially, fascism. They're going deeper into that list of genocide we were talking about, where they're cutting off the history of the marginalized groups they're trying to get rid of and cutting off their support lines. Pretty crazy.
I don't like
That-
it here.
Pretty crazy that we live in that kind of society right now.
This is why I want to go north. It's
Yeah.
objectively better. It's not even objectively better.
I'm going to Australia. Go to Australia.
No, I don't like spiders.
We do not want to go to Australia.
Spiders are my least favorite creation.
I don't hate spiders.
If we could uninvent spiders, I would be so much happier.
I'm okay with spiders. I'm not okay with bees.
New Zealand is like apparently like incredible and it's like super like it's all nice and nothing wants to kill you, everything loves you, but they have so many earthquakes.
Also, they have like really bad drug problems there.
Mm.
Dude, New Zealand crackheads hit different, dude. From what I've heard, bro, like you'll be walking down the street like, "Hey, mate, hey, 19 spare me a God, it's funny though. Yeah, I it took a lot of energy in me to not yell
Mm,
about that one thing because I'm in my grandma's house, so didn't want to say that.
yeah.
I did drink like a whole liter of brisk iced tea.
Good lord.
You're gonna have to piss like 4 times.
Hey man, hey man, I've already done it 4 times.
Oh, add 4 more to the list.
Is that going in the video?
We'll see. That's up to editing me. I already think I'm gonna call this the Scuffed episode.
I think all of our episodes are gonna be scuffed.
Yeah, but this one in
That
particular.
it should be that one time Talon talked politics, except it won't be the one time.
Not one time, except for that's every episode.
Yeah, in the first
He's doing
episode,
it.
he's doing it. In the first episode, there's some very odd. It seems like there's no segues because the segues were part of things that were very personal. So we just sort of skip to random topics that seem random, which they weren't random to us because we were talking about things, but we had to cut out the things we were talking about to make it make sense because they were very personal.
Fair enough. So basically, you're saying try not. So you should call the first episode the Scuffed episode.
That one's just called the first episode.
Just say the most scuffed podcast on the
Bro.
planet. The most scuffed podcast ever. I don't know, man. Like, I could go on and on for hours if I really wanted to.
Ah,
I have so many things to say.
start your own
Let's do
podcast, dog. Someone would want to listen to that. Also, the government.
If you talk exclusively about politics, you're either going to become the biggest thing or the government's going to shut you down so quickly by blocking you on every major site.
Well, there's only so much I can say that isn't, because I don't want to just echo the same thing over and over. It's just like, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of people claiming to be against something and then doing exactly what they say they're against.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. And we don't hold any government body accountable. Everybody gets away with anything they want to do. The biggest issue is we have so many resources to talk to the government and keep them accountable, but we don't. That's really the biggest issue. Just a lack of accountability, which leads to corruption. Because if you can't hold the people above you accountable, then the people above you are just going to run you to the ground. Same reason why somebody like Elon Musk can be a multi-billionaire while his workers get paid jack, or Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or anybody like that. It's the same fucking thing. Lack of accountability leads to corruption. It always does, always has. It's fine.
Anyway,
It's okay. Anyway, segue that. Just have
I made breakfast at noon because I'm hungry.
Yippee. I have eaten a bag of chips and a chocolate bar. And I've been up since 7.
I think I've been awake since like 9, but I woke up a few times before that, and it's
Why,
just
why are
I
you
had
giggling?
breakfast at noon. He's doing the funny laugh, but he's not close enough to the mic where we can laugh at it.
Bro, it was so funny. I go for that, and you're like, anyway, guys, I made breakfast today.
That's an accomplishment, okay? Normally, I'm too lazy to actually cook myself something.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I just read the word Florida. Why do I keep seeing Florida?
Alan, stop looking at your devices. Close your eyes. No
Everywhere
more
I
internet
look,
for
it's
you.
just everywhere I look, it's just Florida. I was on Sweetwater.
It's all Florida. Always has been.
Being from a state that's not memed. Like, Ohio has so many memes, so we hear about Ohio all the time online, and it's like, haha, funny Ohio moment. But then, like, imagine being from, like, fucking
Tennessee,
Wisconsin.
where nobody holds you accountable. What? Yeah, Wisconsin is just like it's such a.
I forget Wisconsin exists until Noah brings it up.
Please
When
stop
does
bringing
Noah
up
bring it
states. We did this last time and it devolved to nothing.
up?
Stop it. I'm gonna stop it before we fall apart. No.
It's like the Goose podcast that always devolves when shit is brought up for us as these states. Anytime the state is brought up, it's immediately
One of my ideas in the
thrown
idea
away.
list, I think, was like ranking the states.
All right, let's do that right
We're gonna
now.
have to ban that. We're gonna have to ban that top. That topic is no longer allowed. No.
All right, number 50, Florida.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Number 49, Texas.
Presidents that I think are most likely to survive a trip through downtown Dallas. Number 46, John F. Kennedy.
Jesus.
A resounding tie for first place between 45 presidents, all of them.
I feel
Yeah,
like
they're all evil.
there's got to be a second place. There's got to be someone who like you look at them and you're like, yeah, that's gonna happen again.
Obama.
President
We're not
Lincoln,
gonna.
second
We're not
place.
gonna.
He
I was
did
thinking
take a
like
bullet.
Biden.
It just wasn't in Dallas.
Yeah. Right. Okay, I laughed really hard because that John F. Kennedy died in Dallas, right? That's where he got shot. Was
Yeah.
that the joke? Okay, that's why I laughed so hard. That was a good bit. I like that one. What's a content?
There's some upcoming video games. Like, actually.
Do not pay attention to
Dude,
that sort of thing.
I'm so excited for the new Zelda. Oh my god, guys! I know
I
y'all don't
forgot
give a
Minecraft
shit about
Legends is a
Zelda.
thing that's coming out this year.
And I'm
It's
excited for
coming out in
that.
like a day, isn't it?
Really?
It's like
Hold
I think it
on.
might already be out.
April 18th. It's supposed to be out today.
A day.
Yeah. I was
That's
like, I
kinda
knew
cool.
it's like soon.
Pikmin 4 is being released this year. Actually,
Zelda. The new Zelda is being released on the 12th.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Ooh, I'm excited about that one. Did you ever play the first one?
No. The only Star Wars games I played are the Lego ones.
how is Suicide Squad still getting content? Please explain that to me.
I don't know. Falling in Reverse. That's a band. Fallen Order was really good. I played
Bro,
that whole
Dead
thing.
Island 2. I'm like kind of looking forward to that.
Low key, y'all two keep the conversation. I got pissed. I'm gonna be listening though. I'm just gonna mute my mic.
Mm.
I want to hear you pee, Talon.
No.
Give it to me.
What is
The day before, what is that?
Tony?
Horror video game.
There's a
that
Lego
comes-
driving game coming out this year.
Where?
It's called
Please
Lego
link
2K
this. Link
Drive.
this to me right now. Send it to me. For the love of all things holy. That's fine. Open my Steam. I don't give two shits. Lego 2K Drive? What is this? Where do I sign up at? $60.
Jesus.
$99. $119. What the fuck? I'm gonna drop $100 on Lego. If I'm gonna do that shit, I'm gonna do it with an actual Lego set. Good lord. Who in their right mind? Who would ever? Because I sure as hell probably would.
I'm trying to figure out like what's a good game that's gonna come out soon. I mean, I don't know. Like obviously the new Zelda game is gonna be my favorite game. I can already tell you right now. I'm gonna anytime we're doing this podcast after that game comes out, I'm gonna be playing it the whole time.
Mm.
I have to deal with that in my second period class unless it comes out after school.
Nope, comes out May 12th.
I have to deal with it for like a quarter of a month.
No, you're gonna have to deal with it for 3 days.
That's it. That's 3 days, big dog.
I'm gonna cry. All 3 of those days, I'm gonna be pissing my pants violently.
Oh, Street Fighter 6 comes out in June. I don't
It'll
care.
probably also like isn't usually the last few days of school free days in band?
Yeah,
Even if it's not free
bro,
days, we're usually just like sight reading.
Yeah.
dude, when are they gonna release the second Final Fantasy IV remake? God, that game was so good.
Something that stresses me out, and I don't know, like it's such a small thing, but just it stresses me out so much is when people who do not have an accent will speak with an accent and insist that they've always sounded like that. There's I think I don't know if you're friends with him, Tony, but there's this one person who he will start speaking with an accent sometimes, and people will be like, "Why are you talking like that?" And he'll be like, "This is what I've always sounded like," and it's just like, "No, no, it's not."
Bro, I am so. Oh, I cannot wait for the Zelda game to come out. Holy hell, man. The art looks so good. It looks so cool. The new design of Ganondorf is crazy. All the new character designs look really cool. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so can we talk about how Nintendo is the worst like gaming company ever and is like absolutely treats their fans the worst out of anybody.
Yeah.
Are you
Like,
surprised?
dude, I don't understand. They're just like they just oh my god, they like completely just like any time somebody's just enjoying their game, they're like, oh, they're making content about enjoying our game. Give you two copyright strikes. Like I'm like, bro, chill the hell out. Oh, you love this game we made 40 years ago? Oh my god, you're making a tournament about it? Oh my god, you spent your own money to promote our game for free? Oh, yeah, you're done with this tournament. This doesn't happen. Doesn't exist anymore. Like, dude, like, you're literally getting free publicity. Like, what do you not understand about that?
Because the publicity isn't coming directly from the source company. They don't want it.
That's stupid though, because it's like it's like positive. So like, oh, I love this game. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
there's
content about
people
this game.
actively wanting to enjoy our game. Let's stop that now before it gets bigger.
Like their games are always, well, not always, but their games are like so good. They're so good, and that's why it sucks. Because like you're not, I don't want to stop buying their games because my favorite game of all time was one of their games. It's just like, why do we gotta give Point Crow two copyright strikes for making videos about Breath of the Wild? And yeah, he modded it, but one, he wasn't selling the mods. Two, he wasn't pirating the game or making anybody pirate it. Three, the mods he made were all used, like they didn't use any files from the game. All the code was their own. Like, and all he did was make content around the game.
Can I just add to
Like,
this?
yeah,
The like on the topic of people that pirate games. I love that there is. If I Google pirated game, like pirated X video game name, and then Google it, there's at least 40 websites that like are actively like distributing it, and there's not a single thing being done about it. But they'll take down content creators that slightly change the game or just trying to enjoy it.
bro, they don't care about emulators at all. Like, I could literally Google any Pokemon game ever, download it, download an emulator, and play through the Pokemon game and mod it however I want. It doesn't matter. for free. I can do that for free, not a dime paid to anybody. And they don't care about that. They don't care about what the individual does. They don't care about what people with a following do. And it's like, why? You're just being stupid. And like anybody who mods a Switch, basically makes a Switch actually playable, is like, here's a $2 million fine. Have fun. It's like, dude, like you just are they gonna do that with people who restore old game consoles? Like, are they gonna do that? Like, especially like people who like are making tournaments about games that like you can't play anymore. So they mod it to like be like multiplayer online, like Smash Bros, like the old Smash Bros, like Melee, and then like they do tournaments based on that, and then they're just like, oh no, it's like, do you not understand like what they're doing there? They're doing that out of a love for the game that you made, and they're promoting the game that you made to make other people want to play it, and you're just like, nope. Like they see free advertisement as loss in dollars. Like, cause me watching a Zelda dude play a Zelda game, is gonna make me not want to play the game. No, it's gonna make me want to play the game more. Like my entire experience isn't soiled because I watch a playthrough. You're not losing a customer from that. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. But, you know, Nintendo will do what Nintendo does. While also, by the way, Nintendo Online, worst online service ever. Why is it so expensive? This is
Ruined
from
fucking
a
bowling.
this is from an online subscriber. Why? There's no benefits. It doesn't do anything. The expansion pass is a waste of money too. All it gives you is virtual consoles for games that you can emulate on your computer. It's just crazy, dude. Like they don't care.
I want my old Wii bowling back. That's what I want.
Yeah.
They ruined Wii bowling.
They did. They actually did.
It
The
was,
one thing I
it,
didn't think could ever be ruined, they ruined.
I don't understand how they messed up Wii bowling that bad. It's Wii bowling. Kara, do you have an interjection?
What?
Because didn't you like the new Wii bowling or the new Switch bowling?
It's alright. I mean, I definitely would say the old one was better. Like, I like the new one, but it's like, the old one's better.
Like, Kara, you're a big Nintendo fan, aren't you?
Not really. I play a lot of
Or like,
Nintendo stuff, but it's just because that's
well,
the only thing I have.
that's really what I mean. Like Nintendo games. I feel like you can probably add on to like the screw Nintendo topic.
I don't know. I hate how they treated Animal Crossing, like the new game. They made it sound like it would have like years of content, and then after 2 years, they were just like, "Okay, we're done. We're never touching this again."
Lockdown isn't happening, so people don't need, so people are doing their chores IRL now.
Yeah,
And then making you pay for the happy home designer, like it's stupid.
yeah. This is okay. This is a different game company, but something else that really pisses me off is The Sims.
I agree. Why is everything in that game paid?
Yeah, it's like $50 for a new expansion. It doesn't even add that much. Like, I get them.
$50 for a couch.
Yeah, I get them because like I have fun with them, but then it's like it's just unnecessary.
Dude, it is like EA has always been really bad. They'd rather do that than make Sims 5. Like this game is so old at this point that like it almost feels like not worth playing. Like the graphics are just terrible.
From a lot of
That
people
bad.
who like played the older Sims games, I've heard that it was like a downgrade. Like obviously like the visuals are better, but like when it comes to world building and like how the characters interact with each other, it and like their emotions that they feel, it was like a huge downgrade from what it should be.
Well, that's how it was with the New Horizons as well.
Yeah.
Like if you compare like New Leaf to New Horizons or whatever, I can't. Is it New Horizons?
Yeah.
Like the dialogue is so much drier in that game
Yeah, like
than it is in any of the old.
if you're making a sequel to a game, you shouldn't remove anything. You should only add stuff and like change things,
Well,
but you shouldn't like get
yeah,
rid of
I
pieces.
kind of disagree with that. I think if you're
it
making a
depends on the
sequel,
game.
Yeah.
If it's
The
story
thing,
driven, don't just have the same thing a second time. But
but
if
that's
Well,
like a
yeah.
it's
different
like
thing. What
if it's something that's along the lines of what the Sims game is, where it's the same thing, why are you removing things?
Yeah.
I think, like, like pivoting off that topic, like, I think that more game developers need to look at the way Undertale portrays their characters.
Yeah.
No, I know Tony doesn't like Undertale, but I think that that model of like you feel the characters and like you can see their emotions through like very limited areas. Like that
Hey,
is a very
can I correct what
powerful
you're
system.
saying about me real quick?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
sorry.
hate the game. I hate the fan base. The fan
Yeah.
base is actually god awful. The gameplay, that's fine. I could care less. It's pretty good. The the actual character arcs and all the plot points, they're fantastic. I love them. But the community, Jesus H Christ, what the fuck are y'all doing?
I love Undertale, and I was in the fandom the first year or two it came out, but like, oh my gosh, it's bad. It's bad.
I don't think it's like the majority of the fandom. It's just like a small group can speak
It's
volumes
that
about an entire
Yeah.
percentage.
fandom.
You know what that percentage means.
Because outside of that, like outside of like the bad part, like that is probably the most dedicated fan base ever.
A
It's
similar situation is the Dream SMP fandom, which when you think of
FNAF
that,
fandom.
like when you think of like the Dream SMP fandom, you think of like people who ship Dream and George. You think of like people who draw an SFW of minors. But like that was such a small minority. It was so
That can be said about any fandom.
yeah.
My Hero Academia,
Bad.
One Punch
That one's
Man, like
really
any
bad.
anime, any game, any anything,
Any
anything
anime
with
that even slightly portrays a character,
Yeah.
yeah,
which is partly
anything
why I
with
don't like it because
any game with good character designs is gonna get memed on, or not memed on. It's just gonna have that bad egg
You know what I just thought
of
of? Speaking
fan.
of shitty game design and anime, fucking Yandere Simulator.
Uh, I used to love like watching people play that game.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like it was like a very interesting premise and the story was cool. But then like all the shit came out about him and then he just started like stop not caring about the game.
Yeah.
But
plus I
like
never seen that update.
pivoting back to
Huh?
Undertale. Pivoting back to Undertale. If you're gonna do a sequel, I think that the way that he's handling Deltarune is really good.
Yeah.
And saying it's not a sequel, that it's a different thing when it's a sequel. It's a sequel. It's just it is, but it isn't because there are connections to Undertale in Deltarune, and I'm not just saying like similar characters. I'm saying like they're like characters who have been to both. Like you can like tell based on like, the way that they're talking about stuff.
Yeah.
That game, the two chapters that are out right now, are two of the most lovingly crafted episodes, or not episodes, like games ever. Like period. Like Undertale too.
Like he doesn't he like have to code with
It's
his feet and with
yeah,
text to
it's two
speech?
people who make that game, by the way.
Yeah.
Him, Timmy Chang.
Oh, excuse me?
He has like wrist problems, so he can't like use his wrists really much. So he has to code using a foot pedal and speech to text.
Doesn't he compose with his eyes?
I think so. I don't know.
I think he has
But
an eye tracker for his compositions.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you're gonna do an indie game, that's the way to do it. Like the way that he does it. I think more games need to come out. Like not indie, but more games need to have that like love and care and like attention to detail that games like Undertale do.
Yeah.
Like
I think the
I don't
indie scene should be promoted a lot more than it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
because those games, although they might not be as like high level or anything, like they're not gonna have the graphics of like Elden Ring, but like they're gonna be like more attentive stories than pretty much anything you're gonna see come out of like mainstream AAA games.
Another great game, made by literally one person who does everything, Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that's another great example. That's probably a better example than Undertale, to be honest. I don't know if I can even say that actually. I've been playing a lot of Undertale and Deltarune recently. I can't say that, but Stardew Valley's really good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like talking about the Undertale fandom. Yeah, there's that really bad part, but I don't think that there's a other than like maybe FNAF. I don't think that there's a more like intense fan base. Like when it comes to like just like the love for that game that like the entire fan base has. That is a game with fan games about fan games. Like
Yeah.
the fandom of that game is insane, and I used to follow it all. Like I could tell you every like underfell. I could tell you underswap. I could tell you fell swap. I could tell you about everything. Like all the old animations. I know. I love all that shit. Like that game is such a basic game, but it like created such an insane fandom. Both like literally insane and just like, whoa, what is that? Kind of insane.
Same.
Like, I think like it's beautiful in a weird way. It's just like it it's a game that will be timeless because people like I don't know if he meant to do it, but he kind of put the power in the fans' hands to like create whatever they want. Like he gave them the toolbox and said, "Have fun." So like that's why like there are OSTs for games that don't exist because of that fan. It's crazy.
I think I think that's one thing that modern games don't have anymore. Or if they do have it, they don't have it nearly as much, is where they put the power within the fan base's hands, where they put it within the community's hands. I guess it's the same thing, really. But they
Yeah,
don't do that, and then you have these games that last, they're relevant for maybe 3, 4 weeks, and then the next big title comes out, and now that game's dead for the rest of its time.
Minecraft,
Yeah.
Minecraft. One word, Minecraft. Minecraft started as like a project with one bigoted transphobe, and then ad grew on. He sold it to Mojang. Boom. But the thing about that
Didn't he
game
make
is that
Mojang though?
Yeah, he sold the company
oh
to Microsoft,
oh sorry, I forgot.
and
But
now it's run by a bunch of like gay and trans people.
yeah, but regardless,
Ironic.
they all did a good job of purposely putting the ability to mod the game into the game.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
like
like
I love that about Minecraft.
every default like Minecraft you download now has a mods folder.
Yeah, like they
That
literally
is a
they
game.
hired modders to help with their
Yeah,
updates and stuff.
that game is run by the fans.
Yeah,
I think you can really tell that when you compare what was being added, like first year after Notch was like outed versus where we are now, where you have these like very minor updates. Like it started as very minor updates, just kind of fixing some old problems and making accessibility a lot easier for the community. Where now we're getting these large updates that like kind of change the game in a way, but they're coming in ways that still allow the community's creations and like what they've done to still be a part of it.
yeah.
Although
The only
now,
thing that they really change is redstone, and that's the only thing that like messes up certain machines or like AFK fishing. But the
yeah.
only things that
Although
they
I
remove
can
are
kind of
things.
understand that because they're like trying to remove exploits.
Yeah, that's fine.
They
I
they
agree.
have like a whole forum where they have people suggest things to add, and I think like pretty much not all of their ideas, but most of their ideas come from that forum.
If there's one thing I can gripe about though when it comes to Mojang and Microsoft and Minecraft, it's the fan votes. They
I do like how they did it this year, where they had it like not on Twitter, and it was like you couldn't see the reveals, like you couldn't see what the percentages were.
I think this year's was rigged. I'm gonna say it. I think it's rigged because if you look back,
They're rigged every year.
if you look back at what happened the 2 years prior, you had fairly even like 50, like a 50% vote, and then a 30% vote, and then a 20% vote, and it was fairly like that. And then I think it was this year where it was like 70, 15, 15.
The thing
And
was,
it's
when I was like online, like the past 2 years, I had seen a bunch of people supporting the different mobs, but this year I had seen like overwhelming support for the sniffer over everything
Well,
else.
okay. Take a look
that's
at
true.
the options. Take a look at the options. You have little thing that gives you items that are already in the game. You have little thing that does this thing, and then you have the sniffer that adds new things.
And it's also
It,
adorable.
it yeah. I mean,
That's debatable. I kind
they
of disagree. I don't really like the design of it, but that might just be me.
well, I mean, everybody likes dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur. Put it in Minecraft.
I don't know if you've seen these posts before, but there's like people lined up the sniffer model next to like those big skeletons that you find in the desert, and they
I
match.
sent that picture in Discord. I did that a while ago.
Yeah, I love that. Like I love lore.
I like that they weren't the bone things more prevalent in the game, and then they kind of toned them back and then brought them back.
I don't know. I've literally never found one in the wild.
I've only
I
found
have.
them in like beaches. And that's it.
Well, I think that at this point they don't even want to do the mob vote. I think they're just doing it because it's a tradition now, and then like they're just gonna purposely rig it. Which I don't even care about that. Like, sure, whatever. Like the Moo
I
Bloom,
like more community interaction, yeah, but at the same time,
Moo Bloom should have won, but you know,
if you're just gonna rig the vote anyway, you might as well just not do it. I mean,
I would also. I feel like a lot of it too is the role of content creators, especially in a game like Minecraft,
yeah.
has dramatically increased over time.
Sweet.
Where the way that people think about a game and perceive a game, and this is for all games, are directly influenced by how a creator perceives the game and talks about the game. Like, obviously, people have their own opinions, but a lot of those opinions seeds start with a content creator. Like, I fall victim to this all the time for a game for like competitive games like Valorant or Overwatch. I like if a high level player says it's bad, then it must be bad. When in reality, for like somebody in my UO, like, it doesn't matter. It's like there's like two ways that a company has the option to go about it. They can view a content creator as an enemy, or they can view him as a friend. And there's a lot of like in between, I guess. Like you can do either, you can do both at the same time. Like it's very odd. I think though, a game like Minecraft and a game like Stardew Valley and a game like Undertale are very good examples of games that can know how to listen to the fans.
I think they are all games that did the system right.
Yeah, they all under because all those games are made by gamers. Like they're made by people who just have a passion for gaming. That's simple, or at least run by them now. And if you're a person who love games, grew up with games, and you see people playing your game, talking about your game, talking about how it could be better, and you actually listen to them, and then whoa, suddenly it's better. People know what they're talking about when it comes to games. A lot of game companies just think like, oh, these guys are just uneducated dumbasses who don't know how to play a game. They don't know how to run the game. And in reality, if you just, I just think that games would benefit greatly if they listen to the fans. A good example of a game franchise that refuses to do that is Call of Duty.
No, I can one up that. Sports games, specifically like Madden and FIFA, they are both
Well,
horrible.
the thing about that is that you can't really change the direct gameplay
You can't change the direct
because
gameplay,
it's
but you
based
can
on a game.
change how much a microtransaction can impact your gameplay.
Well, that's the issue. That's what the issue is. They're not going to do that, and that's not as much as listening to the fans as much as it is just being greedy. But when I say a game like Call of Duty, obviously, like it's not pay to win anymore. They listen there, but there's a certain thing of like they add things or do things that it's almost like they know they don't like. I think that they purposefully rage bait really hard. I think that's what it is because they do things that just like are stupid, make no sense. They're like biggest problem with shooters is that they appeal too much to new players, which you may not think that's a good thing or bad thing, but if you build a game around high players, then that like goodness trickles down into like lower areas. And like there's no reason that a video game like an arcade shooter like Call of Duty should ever be rewarding you for sitting in a corner with a shotgun pointed at a doorway. Right? That's not how old Call of Duty works. That's not how COD 2 worked or COD 4. It's not how Modern Warfare 2 worked. It's not how BW2 worked. It's not how BW3 worked either.
Like how
Any
World at
COD
War
game
works.
that's yeah, any COD game that like somebody's like that's my favorite COD game. A big part of that is fun guns, fun mobility, really good mobility, and you get rewarded for being mobile. But now, like they've done this thing where, like over time, they've they removed Ninja or Dead Silence, made it a weird thing. But that's a big thing. They made it impossible for you to like move. Like the new movement, like you can't ADS while jumping now.
That makes sense though, because realistically, you wouldn't be able to do that anyway.
But it's not a realistic game, Tony. It's an arcade shooter. It doesn't have
Okay,
to be
your
realistic.
point.
It doesn't have to be realistic. Is my point. That and it's never been like that. It's never been that kind of game. It never should be. We have games where it's realistic. We have like games for that. And if you want to play a game like that, go play a game like that. But it's Call of Duty. That like it's not supposed to like be a realistic game. It's not. It's supposed to be a fun game. Like and there's nothing fun to me. Maybe that's all it is. There's nothing fun about sitting in a corner and being rewarded for it. Like it just doesn't make sense. Fun to me is being aggressive, running around and not being punished for being aggressive. All right. On that note, I gotta go, guys.
I guess that's where we're ending.
I guess.
That was something.
Yeah.
We had 2 whole topics.